Hello, I'm United States Senator Saxby Chambliss, and welcome to our weekly YouTube address. Congress has been out of session for the last 6 weeks, so we have not had an address to bring to you. But as we come back into session, and we will be between now and the end of the year, I think it's important to update you on some things that are happening here in Washington. On September 11, 2012, terrorists in Benghazi, Libya, attacked the United States consulate there. The result of that terrorist attack was the death of 4 Americans, 4 very brave Americans, including United States Ambassador to Libya, Chris Stevens. As we return to Washington to begin our work here, it's imperative that the intelligence community do an investigation of what happened leading up to that terrorist attack in Benghazi, as well as what we're going to do with respect to the ultimate capture and prosecution of those individuals who are responsible for that terrorist attack. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of politicization on both sides of the aisle about this issue, and it's imperative that we get to the bottom of it. In that vein, Senator Feinstein, the chairman of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, and myself as the vice chairman of that committee, have had the second of 4 major hearings that we're going to hold, as well as the hearings will culminate in a 5th hearing that will be an open hearing. The other 4 are going to be closed. We've had 2 hearings already, one in which we invited and heard from all of the representatives of the intelligence community, as well as the State Department, as well as the FBI, that is in charge of doing the investigation on the incident that occurred in Benghazi. We also heard from recently resigned Director of the CIA, General David Petraeus. The upshot of these 2 hearings is that we have a lot of unanswered questions. We do know now that without question, as we knew the day of the attack, that it was conducted by terrorists. We now have identified that these terrorists were in the process of being trained in Libya over an extended period of time, either by al-Qaeda or they're members of al-Qaeda themselves, or some affiliated group, such as a Libyan group called Ansar al-Sharia. It's unfortunate that we're not able to get on the ground in Libya and do the kind of investigation that the FBI is used to doing on any criminal act that takes place in the United States, but that part of the world remains very fractious and very volatile. It's imperative that the Intelligence Committee do a very thorough examination of not just the intelligence community, but those individuals who had some connection with the consulate in Benghazi, such as some of the security people that were involved, some of the folks from the State Department who had connections there, and that's going to be the subject of future hearings that will be set during the latter part of November and the early part of December. I hope that we can conclude this matter in a very short term, and at the conclusion, we'll be able to issue an unclassified report really telling the American people what happened, what we're going to do to make sure it doesn't happen again, and if we have unprotected consulates or embassies around the world, that either we take the measures necessary to protect our diplomatic corps at those facilities or we close them. This is not the kind of news that we like to get during the holiday season, but it is imperative that the American people be told the truth and be told what happened. As the Vice Chairman of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that we get to the bottom of this and that all Americans know and understand what happened that resulted in the death of 4 brave Americans. I wish you and your family the very best for this holiday season. I look forward to visiting with you again in the very near future. Thank you and God bless you.